I think we're live. Okay, the first thing we want to do, oh, Beth has a question. No, okay, that's your normal face. Okay, we
She
are
doesn't want to
trying,
be part of this.
we're trying these little things, so hopefully people will hear us this time. If you are still having a problem,
Let
I
us
don't know what to do.
Leave a comment.
Yeah, leave a
We'll
comment.
figure it out.
And again, you can leave a comment anytime during this, and if you want us to do something or repeat something, we will be happy to do this, okay?
We don't do gymnastics, though. Not in our wheelhouse.
Why are we doing
Well, you said you were going to do something.
Oh, all right. And if Marty starts coughing, we will be
I will be
excusing
leaving.
her. We will be excusing him. So welcome to Christmas in August at Material Rewards. We have been busy sewing, and embroidering, stitching away. And so what we're going to do is we're going to walk through the room. It's set up like a little sound studio back here now. And we'll go through and we'll describe each product, tell you a little bit about the kits, and then hopefully, Beth willing, everything will be on our website, and you can go on there and purchase something if you would like. If you have questions, just let us know.
Or if you just want to see pretties, you can just see pretties.
That's true, too. Before we get started, though, I do want to reassure people, because of what you see, what we've been doing the last week, I have not gotten orders out from last week. It kind of surprised us how many of you were really excited about this. Stitchy sticks. So, and to be honest with you, a bunch more just came in yesterday. So the orders will be going out this week, so don't panic yet, all right? Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start with this little quilt over here. This one uses a border stripe, a very nice border stripe.
Actually,
and
two different ones.
Two different ones? I thought it was all out of the same border
Nope.
stripe. Oh.
This is a separate border stripe than this guy.
Okay, and this is called Winterberries and Poinsettias.
Poinsettias and winterberries.
Something along that line, all right? Something along that line. Very easy to do. Gives you an opportunity. If you enjoy it, you can miter your corners. It really looks nice, and it's so very easy.
Which we have taught you how to do mitered borders before, so that shouldn't be a problem. You can check back out on the Tuesday Tidbits for those guys.
Yes.
But very basic piecing.
Yeah, snowball, star, rose. Ta-da, ta-da. So there are kits for that. There's not really an independent pattern for this because we took a different pattern and we changed the colors and totally up. So
We did that a couple of times.
yeah, we've done that a couple times. So I could put this away. So this is
kind of a lap size. And don't forget on lap size quilts, just because you have cotton for the top, you can always throw flannel on the back if you want to make it nice and cozy and cuddly for the winter time. So this is also be a great quilt, even though it's not bed sized, that you could do kind of like a plain coverlet on your bed and then just toss this over the top for the holiday season.
Yeah.
So it would work really well for that.
You need to flip your earring. Okay, then we've got several table runners here. We've got a bunch as we go around the room. This one is called
Christmas tiles.
I will always
It's going to be my job today, besides fixing my earring.
This one is called Christmas tiles. Simplistic. There's not a lot to it, but it's very effective, I think. This one was called something charms.
That one was quilt as you go, too. So they're really, once you had it quilted, or, stitched, it was quilted all at the same time, bind it, you're ready to rock and roll.
This was a charm.
Holiday charms.
Holiday charms for those with a little more contemporary look. Your reds and blacks and grays.
Now this one you'll see a little bit later on, too. We used the same charm pack in another project. But, yeah, this was, it's nice silver metallic-y. In the battings that we used for our table runners, just to kind of give you a little bit of a behind, we like using, it's called a fleece. So it's a very nice, thin, dense batting. It comes in either regular or fusible, whichever way you want to go. Those aren't on the website now, but they will be this afternoon. There's a couple things that we forgot to put on. But it quilts beautifully, but the nice thing that we like about that is because table runners and placemats, things like that, just lay nice and flat. So if you're putting like a glass or something,
Stemware.
it's not going to tip over. That's the reason why, behind why we like that. And then this one is, yep.
I knew we should have put labels. I knew we should have put labels. It's this really lovely.
Christmas Peaks.
Yeah, I think it was. Do you think?
Yes.
Okay, Christmas Peaks. Ta-da! Using all nice metallic-y Christmas, beautiful Christmas prints and a very nice black with the little red pin dots. And a nice gold on the back.
You like to have the front and the back being nice and.
And you know, I sometimes people come to us and they say, okay, I have to do a wedding gift for people I don't really know. 99% of the people in this country do celebrate Christmas. Christmas is usually a good
Yep. So a
choice.
nice table runner is a nice, quick, and easy
Yep.
thing to do.
Yep.
Yes.
Will the batting be on sale that you just referenced?
Yes.
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 We will do that.
Yes, we will. That's a
Thank
good
you
question.
for asking.
Yes. Now, and another thing too is if you're viewing this from any place or just if it's like out of state or something, anywhere, just pop off where you're viewing it from because apparently YouTube likes that. I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyways, this is a little couch though. It's a flannel, and this used.
Fat quarters.
Fat
This one
quarters.
was called Easy as Pie, and it truly is easy as pie.
I think this was an afternoon type of thing.
It
You took
was.
it home and
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and you had this was the leftovers, right? Because did the pattern call for this?
Yes, no, it did
Oh,
call
okay.
for it, yeah. This one was so simple to put together. Obviously, those nice big pieces, but beautiful flannels. Really nice flannels. So that's going to be those, curl up on the couch, perfect little project. Now, the thing is about this guy that I just wanted to say that if you do want a kit for this, what you can do is once you've placed your order in the comment section, give us an idea of what colors you're looking for. Either say, I'd like it red, blue, and green, or please don't put any purple in it, or something like that. But you can put that in the comment section, and that will help us direct which way you want your kit to go. Or just email us, one or the other.
And if
Doesn't
we have
matter.
any questions, we'll get a hold of you.
Yeah,
Okay?
that works.
I think this one is called Birds and Poinsettias. Yay! I finally got one right.
Take a bow,
I think
Terry.
I did that one. That's why I remember. But for those of you who are like our traditional cardinals and chickadees, little bows
Isn't
there.
this really bad? All we want to do is go and pick threads
I
off
know.
from things.
I know. It's an obsession, I think. But anyways, not a difficult one to put together. Again, you've got your snowball block and you've got a star block and a really nice border stripe for the outside.
And this one you don't have to miter the corners because we used it the other way.
Good point, yes. Okay,
Yeah,
moving
so
along
easy.
here. This one is Oh Come Let Us Adore Him. Panel in the center.
Yep.
Basic piecing, a little more contemporary because it's got the silvers and the grays in it. I mean, not a lot to
But
say
very
about
quick
it.
and simple. You could use
Yeah.
this one as a lap quilt for the couch again. Remember, throw that nice flannel on the back.
Yeah, or if you've got a nice place to hang it, that would be
Mm-hmm.
nice. So then we've got a few more table runners here. And Marty knows the names of all of them.
This one is called Pine Ridge.
Pine Ridge. I liked this one. I liked
Yeah,
the
so this is
background
kind of
colors.
like, it looks like a night view of the evergreens.
pines,
This
yeah.
is like my backyard right here.
Yeah, you're right. You do have a lot of pine trees back there. And then this one is
Oh,
called,
thank God they can't see up there, all the dust.
I
up there.
know, don't even look at it.
Wow.
This one is,
Christmas star.
do you have something to say about it? No, I just had this weird flash, and I do have to talk about this real quick. For those of you who this is the first time you've ever seen us or the first time you've ever done one of our Christmas things, we have a tradition. Do you remember what the tradition is?
Obviously
That's-
not.
Obviously not. That we have the best Christmas gift idea you can ever do.
Oh, yeah.
For the bakers in the world, or for if you know somebody who does bake. We brought
Some
this.
of you out there who are used to come to our events are laughing hysterically because
Yeah.
you know it's coming.
Yeah, we brought this idea out, and it wasn't our idea, it's not original. But what you do is you go to the liquor store and you buy the cheapest bottle of vodka that you can buy. And then you go to a grocery store someplace that you can buy vanilla beans, like they're usually in a tube. You take your cheap bottle of vodka, you throw in a couple of the vanilla beans and let it stew for maybe a month or two, and you have basically a quart of pure vanilla that you use for baking. It is the cheapest vanilla you will ever.
But it tastes like vanilla.
It is. It's vanilla because
Yeah,
you've
when you
taken
open
the
the bottle, it
essence.
doesn't smell like vodka anymore. It smells like vanilla.
Well, and that's how you know it's ready. And the thing too is the reason I found out about it is I took 100 years ago a cake decorating class, and it's a clear.
Pure.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's white.
clear, so you aren't creaming, coloring your
Right,
frosting.
if you want a white frosting, it's going to stay white
Yes,
frosting.
yes.
Yeah.
So we've had people who take that and they make a nice little label for the bottle, put it in a wine bag, and give it as gifts, cheap.
Yep.
Last I knew vodka, you could get it for like $7 or $8 a quart. Now you would pay that for
You got some
pure vanilla.
alcoholic out there's laughing hysterically, you know.
I don't
You
know.
know that.
I hope
Well,
we
the
don't
nice
have
thing
any
about it
alcoholics.
is when you start doing this, because it's so inexpensive, you don't even measure
No,
vanilla
you just pour.
anymore.
You just pour, and your baking tastes really good. So that's our tradition. We had to always comment about the vanilla. Okay. Meanwhile, back this is Mr. Snowman or
Mr.
something.
Frosty.
Mr. Frosty, and It's just cute. It's got the snowman top and bottom table runner. This was a little bit more involved because there's a little bit more involved piecing in it, but there was nothing tough about it
But
at
if you've
all.
got children in the house, they would just love this.
Yes.
This is cute and adorable.
Yep. Okay. Now this little guy here, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more later. This was the first thing we did when we got there was a new ruler out, and it's called
Kitty corner.
Kitty Corner ruler. I feel like a senior citizen.
As if I feel like I'm the brain of the operation here. And it is
And I'm
so
the
not
looks.
right.
And the looks. Okay. This uses this little unit right here is the Kitty Corner unit. So this was the first project we actually did using that ruler, and we did another project that we're going to be showing you in a few minutes that is like amped up just a little bit.
Right.
But again, you've got the nice gold tones, the metallic tones for the runner. This is one of my favorites.
And this one was called Evergreen.
Evergreen, thank
Evergreen.
you. Okay, one of my favorites.
Yep.
Now for the barn lovers and the truck lovers, this one is called Homegrown Holidays.
The perfect tree.
Wouldn't you have thought it would be Homegrown Holidays?
I know,
but anyways,
but it's not.
it's not. This is the perfect tree because I guess you're cutting the
Hunting
perfect
for the tree. Yep.
Yep. Panel, 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 few pieced blocks.
And you know what I'm going to say? What do you put on the back, guys?
Wait a minute, did you put flannel on the back of this
Probably
one?
not.
No, you didn't on that one.
Didn't.
Nope. So that would be a great either if you've got a nice wall or if you wanted you just
Perfect lap quilt.
a lap quilt. Okay, now we're going to go through some little stuff. Okay, this I think we might have shown you before, but I didn't think I had it done for last Christmas. This one is called Christmas Time, and little wool applique, little embroidery here. We've talked about transfer ease ad nauseum. I used the transfer ease for this part in here, stitched it, rinsed it off, put my wool applique on, and it was just absolutely wonderful. And then the story about this frame, I don't know if I ever told you about this, but this was the frame I had in the closet because back in the days when we used to have Salvation Army in town, I would go in every once in a while and I'd look for frames. I didn't care what the picture was,
Right.
but I just wanted the frame. So I had this in the closet, so I said, well, I can't have beige. So I spray painted it green, and it was this, you can't really tell, really raw green.
It was bright.
It was bright.
It was
And I
bright.
kept looking at it, and I was like, no, that's not going to work. So one day I just took black spray paint and I just spritzed it with a little black, and it dulled it down, and I think it's perfect, if I do say so myself. So that lesson is, doesn't matter what the frame looks like, you can make it look like what you want it to look like. With a little spray paint, you can do pretty much anything.
Thank you, Martha Stewart.
I had black fingertips for a while. I've learned to wear gloves now. These are two little stuffy things that we've had. This one is called Frosty? Mr.
Rusty.
Frosty? Frosty?
Rusty.
Rusty. I'm sorry, Rusty. Because there's somewhat semi-rusty bells kind of on it.
Why.
We don't
That's
know.
just what it's called.
Yeah. And then this one is a little wool cardinal. Fun little things to stuff and
So
stick
we've
around.
got kits for both of those. The cardinal one is not on the website yet, but it will be.
Okay, I'm going to take this one up because I think we're going to want to get it a little closer for Beth. This one utilizes toweling. So all you do for the center part is you take a towel, or length of the toweling, and you undo the side seams. And then you do have to do a little measuring to make sure it's going to fit, because then, remember we talked about the table run over on that
Right.
side. This is that same
This is the
charm
same charm
package.
pack.
Yeah. So it's the black, silver, red, and you just take the charm squares, you cut them, and then these, I don't know if you can see Beth or not, but these are just circles that were appliqued. Then I did the little embroidery on these circles. There's two of that one of that one, embroidered that on top of that, and did a little quilting in here.
Wait a minute, somebody said, Bob's your uncle,
And
it's
Bob's
done.
your uncle, it's done, yeah. And I did quilt this before I put those on because it was much, much easier to do it that way.
So this is
Okey-dokey.
nice, and you can adjust the center part to work with your table. So
Well,
you
you have
either
to make
it
sure-
longer or shorter.
Oh,
No,
length. Yes,
Yeah, you
yeah,
just get more toweling, whatever works. So that's the nice thing about that pattern.
Okay. This one is Deck the Halls, little wool. Just wool.
That's a nice little runner.
If you enjoy the handwork, and I've been hearing this from so many people, how relaxing it is. And in this day and age, we all need something to just kind of chill ourselves out.
Yeah, we need to be chill.
Yeah. I do. All right, do you want to talk about these little guys?
So these are little card cases, and if you've taken a picture or taken a minute to look at like all the things that were available on that we're talking about today, this we're doing just as a pattern. So gift cards are a very popular thing. They have been for many years, but this is a way that you can kind of personalize it. So it's just a little card or a little case that you can stick a gift card in. Has the little ribbon will hold it. You can either put 2 in or you can do just a single one.
It's a 2 or 1.
Nope, that was a single one too. But very, very easy to make. I probably did all 3 of these in like half an hour. So they are very quick to do. Take scraps out of your stash,
Yes.
which was really nice. The one thing that I did do differently on these guys is she puts cardstock in them and she leaves them in. And to me, that just made them too stiff. So these are sans card stick, which if you get the pattern, we'll just stick a note on that anyways. But again, you can just pull these out of your stash, just little pieces of fabric, but really kind of cute and personalize those gift cards.
Yeah, it just elevates them a step.
Yeah.
Elevates them
Yeah.
just a little bit.
You can kind of personalize them to who you're giving them to.
Okay, let's talk about this one.
Woodland Frost.
The
This-
start of this one, sorry.
Right, go ahead.
Was
Started out with a
this-
layer cake.
Yep. Started out with a layer cake, and then we had to add the side triangles,
And then the center.
and that was in the center.
Right, right.
Yes.
Because the center is a lighter shade of this guy. But basically, I mean, very super easy. It's all half square triangles. The pattern that we used for this one
See,
did not look like this at all.
Those are the half square triangles.
Yeah. So you're from, and then the thing is they had you cut a square out of each of the 10-inch squares, and then there was leftovers across the top and down the side. Well, I didn't want to waste those because the original pattern only came to here. So what I did is I took all those pieces, trimmed them all to the, a same width, just sewed them together end to end to end into one big line, and I actually could make 2 times around the quilt. So this little pieced border in there, it just kind of frames it very nice, and then we finished back with the background again. But, I mean, it was just, you don't want to waste stuff like that, and
'Cause you
don't
can't
want
really
it sitting
use
around
it.
your sewing room either.
Oh, Lord, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? This one we brought back out because it is kind of Christmassy colors. This is a Kim Deals, and it's called Crossroads. It was from her last Whatnot series.
So just a little Christmassy,
Yep.
little topper.
Typical Kim Deal, nice little pieces, but not hard to do at all. How about
Okay.
this next?
Yes. Okay. These are little things that you can do, or if you have like a granddaughter or grandson that is a little bit comfortable with a sewing machine, they can easily do these too. They're cell phone wallets.
Oh, I didn't bring my cell phone?
No,
you
mine's
need
in use.
Oh, I could go get mine.
So what they are is when you open them up, they have a little pocket here for your cell phone.
Cute. It just
Just
magically
like
appeared.
that. And then you can fold them shut, and then they just have like a little tab on their thing. Oh, your thing just beeped.
Uh-oh. Is it because you probably just hit something
I don't
on
know.
it?
But then there's room for cards and stuff. Now, the one thing that I found with this, and even with this phone, it's tight. It's very hard to get that in there. So we are making adjustments to this pattern a little bit. There's a little vinyl in here so that you can put your driver's license in there. So what we did is on the other 2 guys, no, not the brown one, I think, because this one I actually had
Do you
loaded
need
up.
this back? Okay.
So what I did is we lengthened the tie, and then we lengthened this part, because for just a standard iPhone, if that's what you have, it wasn't fitting. It wasn't even closing. So we lengthened it a little bit, and again, you can put your cards in there. I wasn't putting my driver's license in there because the picture is nasty. So you can, if you're just going like to a park for the day and you don't want to take a big wallet, this actually can either stick in your pocket and you've got everything, but it's very super simple to make. You're making a top, you're making a back, you're throwing them together and binding it, basically. That's it.
Couldn't you put a handle on it and be a...
Yes, the pattern does come with a strap handle that you could do. And then, so what we're doing for a kit for this guy is obviously you want to pick your own fabrics.
And it doesn't take much, so you
And
can use whatever
yeah, it's a
you've
fat
got.
quarter. 2 fat quarters is all you need to do this. So what we're doing in the kit is we're doing the pattern, we're doing the D-rings, and the piece of vinyl for 3 of them all together. So the price that you're seeing on the website, that's for the 3 cell phone wallets. Basically just the nuts and bolts. You supply the fabric.
Okay. We just wanted to remind people, Christmas colors
Oh,
of
yeah.
thread.
I was
Right.
home the other day and I did not have red.
You had to come back down?
And I had to come back down, yes.
Yeah, which is not a
And it was
terrible
nice
thing.
because this is a nice cranberry red, which if you look at all the reds in here, they're very cranberry. Now, I had a bright red, but not a
Not-
cranberry.
So this is just a reminder. The other thing as far as, do we have anything on hangers, or they're all
Yeah,
at that
they're all
end?
kind of down there, so
Okay, we'll come back to, so do you want to come back to these?
No, we'll just do them.
Okay.
That's fine.
We just have a variety of different hangers. There's this one, which is just a little, oh, this is awkward because, oh, there it is. Oh, good, I won't take it out. Just got the 2 little clips. So that's a cute way to hang things. We've got those in bigs and littles.
These work really well if you're giving a gift to somebody that they don't know what to do with it.
If they're not a non-quilter.
If they're a non-quilter, so they, you can give them the hanger, give them the thing, and they can just stick it like with a command strip or a pin in the wall, something
I don't
like
like
that.
those
and they're good
command
to go. I
strips.
don't either, but
I've never had good
They
luck
work.
with them, but everybody else seems to love them.
they work.
These are another type of hanger we've got, and these are nice because all you basically do is you got to have a little more oomph than I do. You do this, so you have to put a sleeve on the back, and then you just run it through there, and that's how you work those. And we have hearts and we have stars for those.
Just for little things. So if you're doing a little something as a hostess gift or that person that you're like, doesn't deserve a big blown Christmas gift.
Or if you're the type of people, I'm not, but if you're the type of person that gets invited to a lot of parties
Yeah.
or stuff like that,
Hostess gift.
hostess gifts that you can have in a box and you can just grab something and go. And then these guys come with either a circle or they also have the hearts at the
I
top.
really wish they would do a star on the
I
top,
know,
though.
but they don't listen to us. What can
No,
we
they
say?
don't.
This is another thing, is a stupid stocking stuffer for, or if you have a Secret Santa.
Right.
It's so weird talking about this
I know.
early. These are my little snippy, my itty bitty scissors. We've talked about these before. They're my tiny ones that I tied onto the edge of my, thank you, my needle threader. Oh, sure, it just fell off. Ugh. There's a little tie thing right here. Oh, and I'm not going to try to get that back on because it's one of those spring things. But anyways, these are those little teeny tiny scissors. So they are wonderful. I have these and these tied together with a big elastic. I never lose it down the corner of the couch or the
And
edge
you
of the
can
couch.
take those on airplane safely.
I don't know if they do
I
that
don't know
sort
if
of
they do
stuff
it or not
anymore
either,
anyways.
but I think they've got bigger things to worry about
Yeah.
than scissors.
Exactly, like no pilots.
We won't go there, though.
Alrighty then. This is a new pattern that we found.
Yeah, I really like this
And
one.
these are hot mats.
hot pad runners, are what
Yes.
they're called.
Yes.
So rather than having just like pot holders on your thing, especially if you have like the stone countertops, or even Formica if you still have that, this is something that you can put onto your countertop, and you can fit a couple of things on it if like you're pulling things out of the oven. So it has the Insulbright in it, but it also has a layer of cotton batting, so there's a little bit of both.
So this is the Insulbright.
So Insulbright, if you're not familiar with that, it's a product that it has a layer of silver in it which reflects heat. So, and this is the one thing that's been up for debate in my brain. They always tell you, put it the right side up. If you look at it, you can't tell which is the
There
right
is no
side.
right side up.
There's no right and wrong as far as I know. But that could be, I could be very wrong.
It's
but I'm
been
usually
known to be
not.
happen.
But Insulbright works really great for stuff so that you can put something in hot here and it's going to push the heat back up rather than allowing it to go through. And then the extra layer of cotton batting there is just for padding your countertops. But this is a great size if you have like a casserole that you want to put on your counter, or you can put 2 pans of something. But I really thought that was kind of cool.
This we're just doing the pattern.
That's a pattern only.
Right, because we figured you all have
You
fabric.
want to do your own fabrics.
Right, so
and then the
that's just a
Insulbright
pattern.
you can just purchase online.
Right, that'll be, now speaking of Insulbright,
Speaking of Insulbright.
these are just coincidentally
yeah,
right next to
I
it.
kind of got a little out of
Oh
control
my
on
God,
this
we
one.
were just going as fast as we can. Next thing you know, she's making 40 of these things, where 2 would have done.
This is just to tell you how quick and easy they are.
Anyways,
The pattern that does, they're little mug rugs. That's what they are. They're little mug rugs. So, but this is, remember you were talking about, if you get invited to parties, that you can just, a mug rug for you and a mug rug for you. But there's 4 different designs in the pattern, so I just did 4 of each one of them.
mitten. I'm assuming this is a
That's a
poinsettia.
poinsettia, and then they do either a pieced tree or you can do just a plain tree. So it's kind of one of those, these are so simple. And then we've talked before, back when we did the Shamrock mug rug, on how to put the bindings on completely by machine. So it's not like you're sitting here and doing all of these bindings by hand, which that would be a nightmare and you would just want to put your head down and cry. But these are so easy to make. It took me probably an evening to do all 16 of them. It
the nice
really
thing-
was super simple, easy.
The thing I like about them is you can put your mug here and you still see the design.
You can
when
put the
they're
cookie there.
this, yeah, when they're yeah, there you go. When they're just like this, you're covering up
You
the
got
design.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay.
But you're talking about, no offense, because in the kit, we're doing enough for all 16 of them.
We're not doing fabric, are we?
Yeah.
Were we?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Positive.
That's up for grabs.
No,
We'll
it's
talk
already
about
on
that.
the website.
Was it?
Yes, it is.
Yikes. Alrighty then, moving along. This thing. This is a flannel quilt, and it started out with gnome for Christmas
Yes.
flannel layer cake. Although they
Yes.
don't call them layer cakes because it's not Moda.
Whatever they do.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's what this is. And if you look at
And
this,
then we used a pattern that was called Picket Fence.
so what did we call it? Picket
We called
gnomes.
it Gnomes Through the Fence.
But these are
you can see them
just
peeking out every once in a while.
yeah. So it's just using these, cutting these, and with the little cutoffs,
Yep.
you end up doing all the little piecing. And then we added the green and the red.
Right.
So again, a great, if you needed kids, and gnomes are popular.
Yeah, flannel
on the
back.
back. Marty's flannel on the backs. While we're,
Forgot away in a manger.
we'll come back for that. Speaking of gnomes, we're talking about gnomes for the moment.
Okay.
This we did last year. See,
No.
last year was so,
Yeah.
But anyways, there's three little guys, and they're called, I think,
Ho 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 Sannies.
Is it the three hoes or the
It's
two
three.
hoes? I'm not sure what we're supposed to say there. Are we going to get just knocked
Banned
off
from
of
YouTube.
There we go. This is, and basically what you've got here is this
It was
is,
ho ho ho.
okay, this is a wooden candlestick that we tracked down, and I, with
Terry
my
got her
infamous
spray
spray
paint out
paint,
again.
I spray painted them black, and you just jam them up the gnome's bottom, and you
Took us.
his tuchus, and you've got the three little gnomes, and that the pattern comes with that. We did a kit, the whole kit for everything, I think,
It would
on
be
that.
so cute with like some, sorry, this is
Raffia.
my old, I'd say some raffia bows tied around the bottom.
Yikes, you and your Raffia. Okay.
I know.
This Merry Christmas, we kind of brushed over that too.
Little bit.
This is wool with a little bit of embroidery.
And some beads.
Oh, and you did some seed beads, but those will not be included in the kit.
Yeah,
Are
we
they?
were, yeah.
Oh, geez, Marty. I'm not counting that many seed beads out. Okay, and then this is, I just always love this pillow.
I know. That's one of my
Away in a
favorites.
manger.
That's the size pillow works really good to rest your hands on if you're actually doing embroidery.
That's true. I've got one with a cat motif on it home. Yes.
It's the perfect size.
So now moving on. Back to toweling. This was one of those, picking off the threads, this was one of those projects. We took a piece of toweling like that.
And again, you can make it any length you want because this
Right.
stuff comes by the yard.
So this is the finished product. Now what I did was I took a stencil.
A hood.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If I can pick a stencil up. I just traced a stencil on 1, 2, 3. Took some white, and I really liked my Soline white because it worked perfectly on this. Traced it off using the stencil, and I just did like a running stitch. This was a one evening project. Easily one evening project.
And these edges were already hemmed, so all you have to do is hem the ends.
Hem the two ends, yeah. So you can make it as long.
And it's not backed or batted. So this is just meant
Yeah.
to go on a quick
Well, and
little
you want to
table.
do kind of a nice job on your back. You don't want to have big old threads hanging off, but who cares? But isn't it cute? I really like that. I've always liked that stencil. So with
we did
that
put the
theme,
stencils on the website.
yeah, with that theme. So we have this. This is the stencil I
The
used for
8-inch
that
tree.
one, yeah. And then we also have little ones. So like if you were doing a placemat
Or
or
a
an
towel
ornament
would go
or a
across the bottom
towel,
of a towel.
yeah, you could use that for that. And then we started we really started thinking, you could do, pull that back down, will you? I hope people aren't getting fanny fatigue at this point.
Yeah, we're good. See how I just spoke for all you?
Yeah. You could take something like this, and you could do it, 2 of them right down the center. And you could do it in different colors. You could do it in the same color. You can just do so much. And again, this is so relaxing because it's not a difficult
You could do the same
Stencil?
thing with the square. You could do the same thing with the square that you did with the trees. You probably wouldn't be able to put that one on point, but you again
Yep.
could do,
Just in the center.
right, or
Yeah.
just as a center motif.
Or here's another one, a Christmassy one, with just holly. And you could just stagger it like that. Again, a quick, easy, inexpensive. You're talking a yard of this at, what, $10 a
$8.50.
yard, $8.50?
Yeah, they're
And then
nothing
this
much.
is $3.50.
Yeah.
So a little bit of time, a little bit of pearl cotton or whatever you've got, and you've got a really nice, I'm so impressive quilt or gift.
The one thing that we did not put on the site was the toweling. And it's kind of one of those that if you're interested in that, just contact us.
Yeah,
and
email us.
Because we've unfortunately got many towelings, so we'll just have to figure out what you're looking for.
And this we would just briefly, this is the Soline pencil. We've talked about this
Love
before.
that.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay? Okay, so that was my little stitching. I've been seem to be doing a lot of the embroidery
You
type
did
of
the
thing.
embroidery, I did the wool.
Yeah, and it's just so relaxing.
Yes.
Okay.
And then this is just another, if you're more of a blue person for the winter. This one was super simple, easy too. Flying geese units, square to square. It's basically the whole thing, but smaller. That's what I liked about this guy. It was a little bit smaller. So if you don't have a large table, this works really super well. So this one was called Winter Blues.
And that can go, not just Christmas, that can go,
Yeah, winter.
yeah,
More
January
of a winter.
easily.
Yep, and this one was poinsettia stars. And a little
Obviously.
bit more of a country flair to this one, I think. Vintagey, maybe. Maybe a little more vintagey.
I don't know, one of the home improvement shows was vintage versus antique versus retro.
Retro.
Yes.
I don't get it.
They were having quite the discussion about it. I love this one because it's gold. It's just
Yeah, it's
gold and
gold
glittery.
metallic.
Yeah. Now this one, is a ruler that you need for this one, and it's called
The 4-inch curvy log cabin ruler.
it's the curvy log cabin or just the regular?
curvy.
Okay. Curvy log cabin ruler.
You do the curvy whenever you do different size logs on one side than the other.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what gives you the curve, is when you offset sizes of the logs.
It's a faux curve.
Right, right. But this one's called Happy Noel. And so, yeah, just a little bit. Did you quilt this one, or did I?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I don't know, but a cute little stencil there in the middle.
Oh, that was me then.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right. And a little bit of rickrack on there, of course. You had to throw a little bit of that in there.
I think I did because it's got the gold metallic thread too, so I'm sure I did it. Okay, moving on. Marty just threw these down because she was
Yes, I
saying to me
did.
this morning she just loves these scissors.
I love these scissors. I love these Tim Holtz scissors. I think they're like one of the best things on the face of the earth. They come in a couple different sizes. These are the haberdashery ones, so they're smaller ones. And then we also have a 7-inch, which are a little bit bigger, which if you have a bigger hand like I do, they're just perfect. When I was making the pillow, and I think it was the hot pad runners, just doing trimming. These things, the scissors, they don't push. I mean, I find that so annoying in a pair of scissors where you go to cut and you're cutting nothing because the fabric is running ahead of you.
They have the
serrated edge.
serrated edge. Yes, thank
and
you.
these are so sharp at the point that they work really great for embroideries, anything. If you're a wool applicator, these things work great, and they're so much more reasonably priced. I can't even remember what these guys are. They are on the website, but I love these scissors.
Do you want to do this 4-part
Sure.
thing then?
The Folk Art Sampler. This one to me isn't a super Christmas thing, but this was my brilliant genius idea on if you had, because it seems like lately we've had a couple of ladies that we've talked to have granddaughters that are starting into wool applique now. And for those kids, this stuff is perfect.
This project.
It's bigger pieces. They can finish them quickly because it's individual ones. It's not one big massive project, but the piecing on them so that they can do those bigger stitches if they're just starting into this. And it would be perfect for somebody who's starting. And you have 4 really great projects. So this one's called Folk Art Sampler. So those of you who want to dig back into your 90s days. The Heart and Hand, which is very typical. And what they did in the pattern is they actually did this as a pin cushion. But I don't need another pin cushion. But what I thought this would look cute is we tied a couple of buttons onto the top of this, and this would be really cute over a doorknob. So for a door hanger, you could put it something like that. The sheep is very typical in your folk art stuff, so we just threw this one into a frame. And again, on the website, this is something I want to talk about real quick too. There's a couple of things here that we do have framed, so we allowed or put that option for you if you wanted. On those things that need frames, there's going to be a drop-down box, so you can pick the frame. The frames, unfortunately, are not on sale because the nephew makes those.
Yeah, they're custom made. We can't
The
discount
nephew
them.
makes those, and those we can't discount because we just don't do
We
that
don't
to him.
do that, yeah.
But again, these are very simple projects, not a whole lot of pieces to them. I love and love, love, love this pillow. This one's coming home with me. And what I did with this guy,
I can see that covered with cat hair. Holy crap.
it's because it already is covered with cat hair. That's why. It's my life. As I was brushing her last night and took out this huge glob of, and she's not even a long hair. But anyways, because the pieces are bigger on this guy, I really wanted the stitching to show. I actually doubled up my thread. So rather than stitching with just a single thread of the Valdani, I used a double thread. So you really can kind of see that stitching, which works really nice. We changed the colors a little bit, and then we did do a nice envelope back. Flannel, flannel,
It needs
flannel.
a button or something to pull it.
Nah, I just
Yeah, it
needed to
does.
not stuff it quite
And
as
then
much.
there's this one.
And then this one was the crow. Yep, just a little runner. Speaking of cat hair.
I know, I was trying to pick it off and I didn't get it all.
But the crow, again, is a very traditional folk art. And again, the designs are very simple. That's the whole thing behind the folk
This
art
would be,
stuff.
and this would be great for a beginner. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, perfect.
yeah. I mean, it is just
Perfect.
super simple, big pieces. Really nice to do that kind of a thing.
Now, when we're,
So again,
because
that
we're
was a
going
4-piece set.
we're going to get into a little bit of wool and applique for a little minute here. Are you sure we're not going too slow? Okay. Here are some things we just wanted to remind you about. Okay. These two things.
Well, they're not asking questions. That's a problem.
I know. This is called,
Shape flux?
thanks, Shape Flux. See? I told you. We have it in white and black. I use this, I really like this as a stabilizer on the back of my pieces before I stitch them. So I stitch through this. It's iron on, you iron it to the back of your project, and then you put your transfer ease on top of it. Now this is what Marty likes. They are all the same. It's just everybody has their own personal preference.
That one's ultra weft.
This one is, I knew that one. This one is called Ultra
Sure you
Weft. Yeah, I did, because I just cut it. So that's Ultra Weft. So those are stabilizers, those three things. Ultra Weft and
Shape flux.
Shape Flux. I'm sorry, my brain is tired. Somebody was just telling us about Swiss cheese brain.
Well, have we gotten any comments about they can't hear us?
Okay,
yes.
good. Either that or they're all hung up and gone taking a nap. This is these are the fusible webs we like. And again, there's more out there. These are the two we like. This one is the Heat and Bond Featherweight. That's what we like for regular cotton applique.
So like on the mug rugs.
Right, if you're going to do machine applique, this is what we like, the Heat and Bond Light.
Not for hand.
Right. If you're doing hand, this is the soft fuse, and this is what we love for our wool applique. It is very lightweight, it stitches beautifully, so they're the two things, okay? So that's just a little bit of basic stuff.
Some basic supplies that you might need
Yes, okay? And stock up before Christmas. All right, this was one of my favorite things, and I did not have this done for Christmas last year. So I think you might have seen it, but I'm not sure.
It's your cat, not mine.
No, it was a thread.
Oh.
It was a thread. This is, I just love this. This is a wool, just a little topper, and the reason I love it so much is, first of all, can you see the little beads on the outside? Are you going to try to get that thread?
I'm trying.
Marty, I think it's behind no, it's behind, you can't.
Can you repeat the name of the square Christmas table topper?
Christmas table topper, the square. Marty,
The Crossroads, the Kim Deal one?
if it was the Kim Deal one, it was the Crossroads, okay? And everything will be pictured, so hopefully everybody should have a paper and pencil, and they should be taking notes. You can't get to it, I'm sorry. Oh, you did, I'm impressed.
Smart
Long
girl.
arms, long arms. This is the Valdani that is used in this entire project. No, I shouldn't say that, for all of this stuff. It's not for the red and
For
green.
the swirls.
Yeah, and it was just absolutely wonderful. I loved the beads. It took me a while to track them down, but I absolutely loved the beads. And this is one of my favorite
They didn't
pieces.
come in the package?
No,
Did?
the little ones did. The tiny ones did, but I couldn't. I was being lazy, and I couldn't get my regular wool needle through The tiny beads.
little ones.
And when I was doing this outside, I was not going to do it twice. And plus, they wouldn't show. That really shows. I love that. This is one of my faves. Okay. And this is, if anybody needs it, this is M57. It looks really
Bingo.
weird. Yeah, it looks really weird on the ball, but it's wonderful in the project. Okay, this one. This is just toweling again, and this one is called Poinsettia Table Runner. Very simple. This is machine applique.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, actually, that's not finished. This will be machine applique. How
See
rude.
how easily I lied on that, though.
And I said it out of the side of my mouth. Yeah, you're right. We can't really do that.
Wait a minute.
And are they included in the kit?
Yes, the beads are included in the kit. Yes, even the big ones.
The big beads. We'll put the big beads in.
Yeah, the little beads come with it, and I put the big beads in because I think they're necessary. So yes, they can have those. This is just a little teeny tiny. Don't do this as a beginner.
No.
Don't
no,
do this as
the
a
pieces
beginner.
are a little bit small for that.
And there's a lot of stitching on
And
it.
the pine stitching is just
Yeah.
a little,
It's very, very nice, but it's not a beginner's.
not a beginner.
Okay.
No.
All right. This is, we had done this, I think last year, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
This is just going to be just a pattern.
Right.
It's called the Holly Jolly Gnomes. And
Gnome.
Gnomies?
No. Gnomes.
Gnomes, I know. But anyways, it's got a bunch of things in it. It's
So
got
you
a bunch
start
of
with a
things.
towel.
You start with a towel,
And
and
there goes
that's
the
yeah.
pillow.
And then there's all these little mats that
Little
they
bug
have.
mats that she puts in with
Yeah,
them.
there's a lot of stuff in there, but it's got multiple gnomies in
So
it.
that'll just be a pattern only.
A pattern only, yes.
And that one I forgot to give to Beth Sue. So that one's going on this afternoon. Okay, this one is called Oh Christmas Tree. We'll pick off
Don't
the
bother.
big kick here. There was
Don't
a big
bother.
clump right there. This one, to start off, was the bane of my existence, but I absolutely adore how it came out. There is like 14,000 stars on this thing, and I hate applique stars.
Those.
And they're small. But the stitch that I did, if you look at it, was really quite easy. I did kind of a very large scaled buttonhole, so the thread is coming down the sides of the stars, which again is helping holding the fibers in with it, so they look a little bit more defined. But these little stinking buttons, I was almost going to text Terry when I was putting this in, can I just hot glue them on there and we'll be done?
It was okay when I wanted to hot glue. No.
Yes. And the other thing that I wanted to point out on this is the little fern stitching around the outside edge. This was kind of one of those that she gives you a big blown up pattern to this whole thing. But it's harder sometimes to actually transfer that rather than just doing your own thing. And I know you probably say, oh God, no, I don't want to do my own thing. It's actually easier. I took that sew line marking pencil and I just started drawing lines. I kind of looked at what she did, but this is not what she did. But it's nice and balanced. And I
nice.
love that fern stitch. I just think that's one of the best things.
Yeah, I like doing that one
It
too.
adds so much to it. So, and then the little red around the outside is, so this one was called Oh Christmas Tree.
We talked about our needle threaders back when we were talking about our scissors, so we really don't
Yes,
need to go
love
over those
those
again.
things.
Again, if you have a Secret Santa person and they don't have these and they're a wool stitcher or
Oh,
an
yeah.
embroiderer, anything that you're doing with pearl cotton.
Right, handwork.
Oh my gosh, you gotta have them.
Anything with a thicker thread, they just are wonderful.
I don't know what I would do without mine. I really don't. Okay, let's do the big one. This is my second almost favorite one. This we started out, actually we got this panel after Christmas last year, I
Yes,
think.
after Christmas last year.
And it sat here and we kept agonizing, what are we going to do with it?
And
What are we
it's
going to do with it?
gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. It's a Hoffman. And they have absolutely gorgeous artwork. So the panel is obviously from here up to the top of the trees there. So we found this pattern, and again, it's one of my favorites. It's got the peace trees in it. We were trying to pick out fabric to go with it because we finally found a pattern we liked.
Yeah.
Because this is not what they suggested or anything.
It was kind of simple.
Yeah.
We didn't want to overpower the panel. That
Right.
was part of the problem.
And I think the whole thing came together is when we found this fabric
That
to
birch.
be that, yeah, to be that alternate block. So anyways, and then just a little brown sashing, a border. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Absolutely wonderful.
We sent a picture of this to our nephew, and he's like, that's mine, right? Yep.
So he does get that one. So that's, I don't even know what that one's called.
Christmas truck.
Christmas truck. All righty then. Okay, moving right along. This one is called Wait for it, wait for it. I don't remember.
Mr. Snowjangles.
Thank you. Yeah, who would remember that? Who would remember that? It's okay. So anyways, this is just, and this is kind of fun because the background is pieced.
Right.
And
She
it's got
does
the
like a
crazy
crazy
quilt.
patch,
Yeah,
yeah.
crazy patch. But here's my little lesson on this because I'm the one that usually does the framing on this one.
No, you always do the framing.
Yeah, I do, but I didn't want to say that. Anyways, when I went to frame this, we could not use the size frame that she recommended because I don't know where she got her dimensions, but they would not work.
They were tight.
So we had to go with what we knew would fit on this. So we ended up having, I had to add strips of fabric to bring it around so I had something to grab. And I also, it was too short. So I had to add this little piece of fabric up here, which you don't see a lot, but when you're close up. So what we're going to do is when we're done here, is we're going to take this back out and we're just going to add some stitch lines on it and it'll look like it's part of the crazy piece.
Right.
So that's how you can fix something. Don't despair and throw it away and say it's not going to fit, I'm not
Right.
going to do it. Think about it, calm down, and that's how we will fix that. But that's really kind of cute. And it looks,
And that's one of the
Nice
things
in the
with the
frames.
framing too. If you know that you want to put your project into a frame, make sure that you allow
Plan.
for excess around the outside edge
Yes.
so that you don't have to add those coping strips onto there.
Right.
It's
Plan
not a
ahead.
big deal, but
but it's a pain in the neck. And nobody wants
it
to
is a
do
pain
that.
in the neck.
Nobody wants.
Asking if you'll correct the pattern for them.
Yes.
Yes, we will put a note in
Absolutely.
that. Well, and I guess it's anything like that, make it bigger. If
Right.
you know you're going to
Right.
frame it, make it bigger.
Right.
Okay, this is one that I liked doing this one. This one is called
Winter
Log.
days.
Log, I don't, Winter Days.
Winter
This is all
days.
wool. Got your little tongues going out here. And it's just a nice little,
Little Yule log.
yep, a U-log with a little candle lamp thing in there. Cute, wool. This one was not a hard one to do at all because there's no
Who
tiny,
doesn't love
tiny pieces.
pennies?
And who doesn't love pennies? And I did the front stitch on there too that you liked.
I do love
Okay,
front stitch.
this one was, this is just a pattern? Is that how we did this one?
It is a pattern. It's called Happy Hexy Holidays. Not a ho ho ho.
Yeah.
But she gives you a variety of different projects in there that you can do. So there's the mat. These are coasters, or you can do ornaments, whichever way you want to go. But she has a lot of different, just different ideas on what you can do. I think that this one, I shouldn't have probably put a hanger on that one, because I think
That's
that was
probably
a
a
coaster.
coaster.
This was more the ornament. So what you'll do, what we did with this kit is we gave you some reds, some greens, and some blacks, and a little bit of the cream, and then you can do what you want with it.
Okay, let's do this one now.
Oh, I like those.
This one, yeah, and I actually, whoops. These are ornaments, and I should have brought the pattern back, but I didn't. In the pattern, you have, there's at least 12. 2, 4. No, there's, well, yeah, we think 12. Okay, 12 different ones. And they're embroidery, and they're so easy to do. So what we did, thank you. So what we did to help you all out, 'cause we did, yeah, we talked about transfer ease, remember kids? All right, so what we did is we took a page of transfer ease.
And they get the half. There's actually 2 on there.
Yes, so it goes like, oh, it goes this way.
That way.
Thank you. So you get this. So you get a little piece of transfer ease with each one of the designs on it. So then what you do is you cut that out and you put it on a piece of your fabric that you're going to do your stitching on. You do your stitching, rinse it out. Remember, we all know that about transfer ease. Then, and we did this in kits, these are little wooden discs that we tracked down. I put a little piece of batting. You do, it's like doing a yo-yo. You gather stitch around, you pull it up, and so then you have this. Then you take a piece of, this is wool, or you could do flannel or felt,
flannel,
whatever.
I think would be-
Felt.
Oh,
I know, we don't like it, but if that's what you've got, you can do that. So you cut this out, and then you,
in the kit they will get wool.
yes, in the kit you get wool, the real stuff. So then you would hot glue that on. Then you take,
Oh, I didn't bring you thread.
that's
sorry.
okay, I can show you on this. Then you take this stuff. It's called butcher's
Baker's
twine,
twine.
baker's twine, baker's twine. You hot glue that around the outside edge, kind of like seal it. We stick a little jingle bell in it. Now, I could not get my needle through the jingle bell, so I just hot glued it on, the little jingle bell down there, and then you knot that up there, and you have little
Well, no, I think in
ornaments.
the pattern she had you actually thread the
Oh,
jingle
that's
bell
right,
onto
onto
the baker's
this.
twine, and we couldn't do it.
We couldn't do it, yeah.
Bad words were said when we were trying to do that.
Yeah, I was cutting off and spitting at it, and
you're
it
like-
still wouldn't do this. Well, I couldn't get a needle big
That
enough
would-
to have this go through it that would go
That
through
would
the
go
dingle
through the
bell.
dingle bell.
Hence the hot glue gun. But I thought that these were the cutest little things. This one is kind of fun. If you look at it, this was a variegated thread. I did not intend it to turn out
Oh, the
like
mitten
that
to
on
be
the
that way?
mitten. That was just how the variegated thread turned out. But I think they're cute as a button. This one I think is supposed to be a little maybe mistletoe. Do they have blueberries on them? I don't know.
I don't know.
But fun. Fun, fun, fun. And again, these, if you start now, you can have a basket. I was thinking of this, if you were having a party at your house, because I went to parties back in my old days, and you would go to, it was Candy's actually. You went to the party and she would have a big basket of ornaments that you always got to take one. So if you started now,
Yep.
these things are doom in an evening.
And the kits that what we put everything is you get enough to do 12 ornaments.
Yes.
So you do get the full range there.
Yeah. That was fun. I liked doing those. In the,
Okay, I think this is the last framed item we have.
and we're getting there, kids, if you're all getting tired. This one is called,
Christmas Friends.
thank you, Christmas Friends.
I thought
And-
you were gonna still come out with it. No.
No, I wasn't
obviously
coming out
not.
with it. This one is called Christmas Friends, and again, it's just a stitchery
Embroidery.
with a little bit of embroidery on it, a little bit of wool. Were we going to put the transfer ease, weren't we?
Yes.
We were going to put in the pattern, we're going to give you a piece of the transfer ease
Right, we're
already
gonna
prepared.
transfer this onto it for you, and that's
Yes.
included with the kit. Yes.
So all you do is you stick that on and you start stitching. Now, I was really kind of playing with this because I didn't know what colors I wanted to do. So I used all the letters are that's one color, it's a variegated. But then wherever there was a punctuation or a dot on like the I went back to the red. So the comma for theirs, that's red. So I just thought it would perk it up just a tad. And again, we framed it.
So there will be a drop-down box for this frame.
We have a question about the ornament.
Yep.
Here. Is that available?
The ornament.
The wood thing? No. Should we tell you the story that Marty had to crawl up into the crawl space this morning to get
and
it?
it's not a pretty place out there.
And she said,
We
"I
can't
wonder-"
tell you how old that is.
And where we got it. She was
have
saying,
not
do
a
you
clue.
remember where? And I'm like, I have no clue. Isn't it
That was
cute
back
though?
when we used to go to gift shops.
Yeah.
I would just hunt down. I mean, I think it's just
Who knows? You'll never find
Here.
anything exactly.
go out in the woods, get some sticks.
And your hot glue gun,
I mean, wait a minute, you can have Evan whittled off the tops for us.
but turn it, yeah, and you have to turn it around.
Yeah.
It is so cute.
I mean, it's very simple and it's just nailed together. But the little birdhouse on the top was very cute, yes.
Well,
Now,
sorry,
this
no.
is probably 20
At least.
plus years old.
Back in the beginning when
Having a
Marty and I
clue.
went to gift shows and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that, we used to have a good time then. Then we actually started working.
Had to make a living.
These two guys. These are,
So this one is called All Hearts Come Home for Christmas. And this was just an embroidery. And again, it was, I don't know if I used the transferees or not. on
no,
this one, I can't
no, this
remember.
was an iron-on
Oh,
transfer.
that's right. She put an iron-on transfer in the pattern, so that worked out really well. So this was just a variegated green, a variegated red, and then what I did to finish, actually you can kind of see in there the little dots. That will come off. It's just it
No, it
hasn't
won't.
been washed. You don't think so?
Not on transfers, they won't.
Really?
You were supposed to do the straight line on there, but don't tell anybody.
Yeah, okay. But then what I did is this one I actually did by my machine. I
Oh,
did
that's
not do by
right.
that by hand. I had a red and green variegated thread, and I did that with feather stitch on my machine. And then you can talk about
Yeah,
the
I'll
back
talk
too?
about that,
Okay.
so don't go too far.
And then that one's called Silent Night.
Yes, and on this one, because I did it, I had to get the gold metallic thread out. So I did that on a couple of the words. And when I did my little scallops, I edge stitched them in the gold metallic thread. Don't be afraid of gold metallic thread if you've got a metallic needle. There's a product called Sewer's Aid, SEWER''S, Sewer's Aid. You can use any metallic thread. It's not a
silicone
problem.
lubricant, and our machine guy said recommended it.
Yeah,
Use it.
yeah.
So not
So
bad
what
for
we
your
did
machine.
on these, because I think what they did is they had you put it on, and then you left part of the circle open, and you turned it and then, okay.
No
We've
bueno.
talked about this before too.
No bueno at all.
What you want to do is take your circle, cut it in half, then sew it back together, leaving it open. That way you've got your whole circle to sew on, and then you turn it from this part, and then you just whip stitch this closed, which is what I did on mine. I just whip stitched this.
Oh, speaking of which, we need to go back to those hot pad runners and show them that.
Oh, okay. All right. So anyways.
This is the exact reason why we do this.
Yes. God, we're going to be here and people are going to
No, we'll be fine.
screaming.
I forgot about this. When I did this hot pad runner, on the red one, if you want to flip that one over.
We did what I just talked about.
We did exactly what she just
Oh,
talked
you sewed
about.
it?
No, I already did sew it, yes.
Yeah, you did. There's a seam
Yeah.
right here.
So when I had my backing, all I did is folded it in half, did a seam allowance, but when I got to the middle, I took it out to a basting stitch so I could pull it out real easy, and then turned it through there. Now this one was done the old-fashioned way where you leave the opening in the edge. It is very hard to turn when you have batting in the seam. So you
And
see
be
this
nice
nice
and
little
perfect.
spot right there that looks like somebody took a bite out of the edge of that? That's because you cannot get that even. It is very hard to do that. So it is so much easier doing your backs and being able to stitch all the way around it, and then you have a nice even edge rather than the shark bite out of the edge of it.
Yeah, I'm glad you remembered that. We had
Yeah.
forgotten that. Okay, these are some more little ornaments we do kits for. This one is called Snow Globe, Gnome Globe,
Gnome Slow Globe.
Gnome Snow Globe. And we put it on, this doesn't come with a kit.
No.
But we just put it, these are our
Ornament clips.
ornament clips like we showed you on the other end. Just a quick little fun, little gnomies. And then this one you could also put it, this one is called Three
Season's
Ornaments.
Greetings.
Season's Greetings, 3 ornaments. And if you look at this, because I did this one.
If you search 3 ornaments, you're coming up with Zippo. I'm just telling you that right now.
This, if you look at it, I had to put, because it's just me, I did the whole outside edge with metallic thread. This is metallic thread. This was metallic rickrack that I just cut off a little chunk and appliqued down. And in each one of my little balls, I did the metallic thread with little seed beads, just to fun it up. I don't think we put that stuff in there, did we?
Yeah.
Did we? The beads and everything?
I don't think we put the thread. We put the beads and we put the piece of the rickrack in, yes.
Okay. All right.
There's a question. Will you be letting them know which variegated threads you use for the stitching
For
products?
We certainly can.
yeah, I don't know if we still have this one. the
There was
metallic.
just the YLI, wasn't it? The regular?
No. No. We will do our best. We
Yeah.
will do our best. How's that sound?
If you do an order and are asking again, throw stuff into the comment section on your order if you have
Yes.
questions, and we can always get back to you before we
Yes.
do anything.
Good idea. And then this was another one. This one is called,
Snowy Silent Night.
so that's just a little wool.
And again,
It'd be
those
a
little
mat.
clip hangers just work so perfectly for that little stuff. If you want to hang it, if you don't just want to
Right.
toss them on the table.
If you want to walk around this way, Beth. So up on the top we have
Bells and
3
bells.
H-O, 3 H-O's. H-O, H-O,
No, we're
H-O.
going for this one first. We're doing bells and bows first. But this one was, again, just a very simple one. Very kind of rustic, very primitive, but it's just a cute little, you can either hang it like we did or throw it down as a mat, one or the other. Works very nicely. So that one was bells and bows. This one, these two guys we actually showed you last month when we did the fall for
Yeah.
whatever it was called, I can't remember now.
Autumn.
Because the two of these are kind of in one kit. So you had the fall for that one and then now the Christmas one. And again, you'd use that really nice variegated threads, which yes, that one was,
7. No.
no, it's
M
not,
to
it's
M.
M,
We know.
yeah, it's an M something or other.
Yeah.
It's not the 775.
Yeah.
But yeah, really simple applique with a few little buttons on it and you're really good to go. Okay, now you can ho it.
No, H-O, H-O, H-O. That's how we're going to say it from now on. So that's just a kit. It's
Oh.
flannels. And then we wanted to show you.
I put it up just a little bit high.
Yeah, we wanted to show you because, again, you need to know how to hang this if you want it. So this was just 3 blocks, no, there was machine and hand embroidery
You
on
did
it.
a
I
little bit of
did do a
both?
little bit of both, buttons, yeah, all of that. And then this is the hanger. Now with these type of hangers, you have to have a sleeve. But this is called a split hanger. And the reason why is because it's split. See, there's a little split here. So that way you can just run it down. It's easier when you're on a table. And put that in,
But that's how easy they go in.
and that's how easy they go in
So
here.
these come in a variety of sizes. I think we carry them in 16, 18s, 20s, and 22
Something.
or 24, something right there.
Yeah, they're on the site. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
But again, this is always good if you're going to give a gift something like this to include the hanger, because then they know what to do with it.
Right. Oh, the little triangle.
Yeah, I'm going to do that one next if I can get this one back up there.
Oh, good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay.
This was a quick one, too. I did this in a couple nights, a couple evenings. It's just cute.
Was
That's
this
just cute.
one something fun ornament? Frosty fun ornament?
I don't know.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
And I'm not going to put them in the kits, but if this is going to my house, I am going to put some seed beads on these trees because they really need a little bit of zhuzhing up. And you could put little seed
Not
beads
in my
on the
house.
Christmas or on the snow. Yeah, you could do some fun things with that. Again, you could just do French knots, but beads glitter, so that's even better. Okay, then we have
Bane of our existence.
No, it wasn't. Snowflake. The story behind this, if you can bear with us for a little bit longer, is we had gotten, this is a panel right here.
And all it did is came with it. It was just snowflakes.
That's it. That's all it was. And we thought, oh, we can make placemats or something like this. They came in red and green on the panel, right?
Right.
So we had thought, and we were looking for a design. We were trying to come up with something ourselves. And long story short is
Well, that kitty corner ruler came out.
the kitty corner ruler came out, and so we decided we wanted to use
It
that.
looked like a fractured snowflake kind of a thing,
Right.
the units that you could do this. We're like, well, let's do something with that.
And that's what we did on that little tree runner back there,
the
which I
evergreen.
told you all. So this is the kitty corner ruler. You don't really need to see it up close. It's just a ruler. So anyways, but that makes this unit. That unit right there. I can't get, oh, there we go. That unit, I couldn't get my fingers to go right. So that makes that unit right there. So we decided that that's what we wanted to do. We narrowed it down to 2 colors, and then we started throwing things together. We were flannel walling it. We were sewing. We were ripping.
Yeah,
we were
'cause
sewing.
I started with this, and I had made, because we designed this. This was not any
Yeah, no pattern.
This was us.
I wish it had been a pattern.
Yeah, because then we could have yelled at somebody.
Marty had the whole thing together on Saturday
I
morning.
had all the blocks together.
Yes, all the block, and the block is actually.
No, we changed it.
Yeah, you're right. Anyways,
I
she
had
had
32 blocks put together.
and this is not the block. This
No.
is not the block.
No.
The block goes from here down to here, down to here. So this is the block, even though my head is anyway. That is the block. She had them all together. We came in Saturday morning. We decided we didn't like it.
Well, we put it together because I was going to put it together on an on-point setting. And we couldn't find, I was thinking that the side triangles out of the white was just going to be too blah and blah. So between, what was it, Saturday?
Saturday, I sat all day. Saturday afternoon, I ripped.
Saturday.
I ripped and I ripped. We took the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
Completely the whole thing apart.
Back down to single units.
Yes. And Sunday, I spent the whole day sewing.
No, I
And-
don't know. How many times did you call me on Sunday saying, is this right?
While I was laying it out saying, Anyways, this is what we came up with.
what we
We
ended
love
up
it now. We
And
do
if you knew
like
how
it.
many times these poor pieces had been ripped out because you would put it together and like, dang.
Yeah, yeah. So it is so simple once you figure out what you're doing. Once we got the block figured out, it was extremely
Your instructions
simple.
will be way better than ours.
I came Saturday after, the whole floor in the back here was just
Oh.
white. I was just ripping.
Our
Oh.
vacuum cleaner got quite the workout taking this from that.
But it was worth it.
Yes,
it was
it
worth
is.
it. We
Yes,
really
it
like
is.
it now. We're deciding if we want to probably just bind it.
No, we were going to do a little floater border.
I thought you said you didn't want to, the latest
Yeah,
one.
I would like to.
Yeah. So anyways,
What's the size of the finished piece?
So right now it is 60 by 84.
so it'll be just a tad bigger than that probably because we'll put probably a little spacer border.
Right.
And then bind it.
And then bind it.
Although you could just add more, although this is all, no, there were two, yeah, you couldn't really make it any bigger.
No, because this was all of the panel blocks that were on the one set of panels.
Unless you
Except
just
for
doubled
two.
it. Yeah,
Right.
right. So that one
So there's
is,
snowflakes. We say that with a,
it was worth it. It was worth it,
was.
even though I spent, as I say,
It was.
all day Sunday in my basement. It was worth it. So moving on. So again, this is using the kitty corner ruler if you've got one. If
Right.
not, you
Yeah,
need
it
one.
requires it,
It does
yeah.
require it, and that is
There's
separate.
no way around that guy.
Only 2 things left. We're getting there, kids. Okay, this one is a Maywood
Snowy Days.
Snowy Days. It's put out by, oh,
Bonnie Sullivan.
Thank you. Is it Bonnie?
All Through the Night.
All Through the Night. That's what I was trying to come up with. This is a panel in the center, right here.
Flannel. Flannel.
Is these guys, Maywood does the best flannels. It's a little pricey. It's getting worse.
See, this is the problem. Is you guys have to understand too. Is if you were a customer of ours before, you understood this. Terry's always hot and I'm always cold, and she's got the air conditioning on quite high today. I could take this thing off the wall and wrap myself in it now.
And I'm still trying to dry out from this morning. Ugh. I did get my hair cut for this because somebody said after the last taping that I looked a little tired and worn out. I don't think it did any good. So anyways, I was going to put makeup on, then I figured it'd be dripping down my face.
Nah.
And then this is a panel. These are panels, just you basically stitch around them, put a piece in it,
It's a border stripe.
Cute
Very
as a
simple.
button.
Very
Yeah.
simple. Kids would love this because there's so much to look at in it.
And look at the backing,
Yeah.
which is optional. That's
Right.
optional. But anyways, yeah, so that's
Lots to look at.
Snowy Days, typical of her and them. And then this is our last little guy right here.
Yes. Starry Night.
Thank you. Starry Night. As only I can do, it's just glitter from beginning to end.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of gold metallic on it. It's not hard. You're basically making stratas and cutting them, and it is not difficult at all.
Very simple.
Yeah, and when I was doing the quilting, I was like, oh, should I do a stencil in here? No, I just did a square.
Kept it very simple.
Yep. Kept echoing the
It's a nice spur for the table.
yeah, or over the back of a couch, something like that. So I think that might be all we've got to show you today. Just to give you a heads up, we will be doing a few more Christmas and fall between now
Yeah.
and Christmas and fall because we did not get everything done that we wanted to. We
And there were some
didn't.
really cute things in there too.
Yeah, we really wanted to get a few more things done, but this is what we have done for today. So I hope you all, as I say, don't have fanny fatigue. Oh, we went over an hour. So I'm sorry if that was boring, but this is what we did, all right? So we will see you next Tuesday. We will be taking the following Tuesday off because it's Labor Day.
Yes.
And our poor Beth is going to need a day off.
Yeah.
And if any of you are in town on Labor Day, we have the Festival of Balloons here in Dansville. If the weather cooperates, the balloons will be going up.
Yep.
Okay? Merry Christmas.
Hope you enjoyed. Oh
Yeah.
God, we're gonna see him before Merry Christmas.
I
Don't
know.
Merry Christmas now. Happy fall.
Bye.